Okay, so I guess I'm live here. Uh, Give it a minute. There's a delay. Oops. Let's see. Where's my Zoom? All right, there we go. Good morning. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm super happy to be spending some time with you this morning. And if you have questions, I'm going to try to keep an eye on the chat. But what I'd like to talk to you about today, so this segment is called, I think I titled it something like Meeting Your Inner Grinch. So I don't wear a lot of t-shirts, but it seems all of the t-shirts I have that are comfortable have been gifted to me with goofy holiday sayings. And so if you know me personally, you know there's a lot of irony in that. Everything I have on my super soft, comfy t-shirts have things like winner, winner, turkey dinner. I'm a vegetarian and I don't like turkey and never did, even when I was eating a lot of meat. Goofy things like that. But this shirt, so I don't know if you can see it, but it basically says, "In a world of Grinches, be a Cindy Lou Who." Right? In a world of Grinches, be a Cindy Lou Who. So I grew up, as many of you did, with the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. And what was it about the Grinch, right? He was this hard heart. He had this little dead black lump of nothingness in his chest where a heart should have been. And what's so funny is that in this 30-minute segment, right? I think it was 30 minutes, maybe an hour. The Grinch went from being this cold, isolated, separated being who wanted to steal everyone's joy, everyone's excitement down in Whoville. And so he set out on a mission to do that. He set out to destroy their Christmas, to take it all away, steal their presents, steal their lights, steal their songs, steal their joy. And if you've seen it, most people have, at least in Western countries, you know that in the end, the Grinch found his heart, all because of a little girl named Cindy Lou Who wouldn't give up on the Grinch. And she was just this bright, shining little light. And that little bright, shining light lives inside each and every one of us. And the thing to notice is even in that little children's story about Christmas and the joy of Christmas and finding your heart and finding love, he had to go through his own dark night of the soul, right? He had to look at himself. He had to look into his heart and see that it was turned off, that it was broken. And by meeting his own brokenness, by looking at it and allowing himself the opportunity to be filled, to reconnect with the light. It wasn't completely dead, see. There was a little bit of light, and the energy around him from all the others, that energy was expansive. That lifted him. So whether you are feeling a bit like a Grinch or more like a Cindy Lou, or maybe the dog who the Grinch made do all his bidding, right? Wherever you are on that spectrum, we've all been there. We all have all of those aspects inside of ourselves. I spend most of my time working with people who are navigating brokenness from the past. They had their hearts hurt and they started to shut down their emotions. They started to hide it from others or hide it from themselves or both. And it's caused these rifts, right? And this goes back to the beginning of time, to the beginning of at the very least, well, really the beginning of time. Wherever you are in your understanding of how things came to be. There have been seasons in humanity on this planet, on other planets, and across all conscious sentient life, where we've been locked up in brokenness and where we've been exuberant and riding high in these higher dimensions, higher realms, higher states of being. And right now, humanity is shifting. Humanity is shifting. There is a choice, but it is rising. And it will continue to rise. And so the opportunity to look at your own broken heart is right now. The opportunity to look at it and see it for what it is right now. And it's always going to be there until you look at it. And what happens when you look at it, in my experience, and the experience of most people that I've spoken with, friends, family, clients, students, what happens is when you look at that darkness inside of you, you see that it really is an illusion. It was a moment in time where you allowed yourself to stay stuck. I talk a lot about perception and about projection and reflection. And there's this thing that we have to accept, that we choose. Everything is a choice. Say it over and over and over. Everything is a choice. So are you choosing to stay in that moment in time when something hurt your heart, when something caused you to hide, something caused you to take cover and duck out? You might think that because you experience a lot of emotion, that you are working through the emotions. I do invite you to experiment with that. Feeling a lot of emotions, being emotional isn't the same as meeting the emotions. If you continue to hold on to them, you lock someone into where they were when you guys collided, right? You lock someone in. Can you drop it? Can you just drop it, let it go? How long does it take you to drop it, right? Oh, but they hurt me. How much more damage are you doing by holding on to that hurt? So I'm not going to give you a lecture, right? These are just things to notice. If you really truly want to level up, expand your consciousness, expand your awareness, expand your heart, increase into the higher dimensions, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th dimensions. This is the work we do. And you can do it quickly, or you can do it over a really long time, lifetimes, eons, or maybe winter, 2021, 2022, spring, maybe the year of 2022. You begin today, maybe there's just that one layer, that one level of thing that you need to release so that you can have this big exuberant heart. So love is not Christmas on the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, right? But that's an aspect of it. It's the aspect that we are often sold. But true love, deep love, unconditional love allows you to have the conversations that that you've wanted to have. True love, unconditional love allows for the blow-ups. It allows for the blow-ups, and it allows for the blow-ups to pass and dissolve and not be held on to, not be pointed back to, not be used as a grudge, as a crutch to keep your heart closed. Okay. So lately I've been working with, I've mentioned it before, but this beautiful deck of oracle cards. Oracle cards are just another form of communication with our highest self. Um, it's a beautiful, like, they're really a beautiful form of inner communication. So we might think of these guides as outside of ourselves, but in fact, nothing is outside of ourselves. We we are from one source, and we are fractals in a multiverse. We are endless reflections to one another at the ultimate level, and also in the relative. And so what's really cool is, we've got these many means of communications. It might be this beautiful rose quartz, right? This quartz, when I hold it, I can put it against my big beating heart, and I get tingles and pulsation. Whew, beautiful glow of love. I can communicate to it and plant a message inside its heart. Okay. It might be, it's anything, right? So anyways, recently I've been working a lot with White Eagle, and White Eagle is not someone who I had any familiarity with. I had actually never heard of this being. And so I've been not doing any research because I prefer to allow a message to unfold to me without outside influence as much as possible. Before I go and see if it aligns with other information out there. And I encourage you to do this as well, unless you feel really strongly driven, like really inner compelled to go look something up. Really allow it to unfold inside of you. Listen, ask questions. And so it's been a very quiet, sincere, gentle, wise experience with White Eagle, who is an aspect, a higher aspect of me, of you, a soul that came through many incarnations. This morning I was allowing myself to go and do a little bit of research because it's been maybe about, at least he's continued to show up since I got this deck, but almost every single time in the last 3 months, 4 months, he's shown up, and very, very loudly and prominently recently. As I've leaned into, like, I can shuffle my deck, I can shuffle the deck 100 times, and out he jumps, And so I'm paying attention, close attention, and I'm working through. I've been working through for many months now what this message means to me, and it's this card right here. I don't know if it'll. So it's White Eagle, Ancestor Spirit. Again, the information I read this morning, I don't know that it really resonated one way or the other. I prefer to use these as an inner dialogue, inner communication. And with my higher aspects, with other fractals of this being. And so what's really come through, and what I'm going to be rolling out, and I'm working with people right now in private sessions around family everything, right? And ancestral everything. I did a video recently, you might check it out, just a sort of a meditation, sending our light to the many past and future generations of our bloodlines. And that is one aspect of it. But I went home recently. I went home and it was very spontaneous. Literally, it was the week before Thanksgiving, 1 week before Thanksgiving, actually. And I had zero plans of going home. My parents were going to be celebrating their 50th anniversary. And again, I still had no compunction to go home. I wanted to help set up a little dinner, but no plans. And so I got the guidance the Thursday before Thanksgiving that I should go. And then I was like, started second guessing myself, right? I called my mom and I was like, hey, are you guys going to be around? Obviously they said, yes, we are. And we'd love to see you. And then, I was back and forth like, I don't know. We'll see if it works out, right? So Friday morning, I woke up and, Thursday night, I was like, yeah, let me look into this a little more. So I checked out plane tickets. Plane tickets were as cheap as I've ever found them, like 3 days before I was going to fly, 4 days before I was going to fly. Like it was unheard of. And I do a lot of travel hacking, so I have points. So it didn't really cost me anything more than the cost of the rental car, which also is pretty affordable. And so that's a long story to tell you how I went home very spontaneously. It was completely guided, I believe, in relation to the work that I needed to do. And what happened on that trip was deep transformation within my experience of family. Areas where there was disconnection, there was reconnection or new connection. Habits, patterns, programs blew up, and had to be addressed. And the way I felt so strongly was to deal with them moment by moment, just meeting each person that I was with in that moment, releasing, no matter how much we had jarred each other or hurt, attempted to hurt, projected, reflected, and it released so much. And I know that many of us are coming up into a holiday season full of loved ones, full of family, maybe lacking family, but they're still with you, right? Even if you're not talking to them, even if they've hurt you and you want nothing more to do with them, or they want nothing more to do with you because you hurt them. That is something to recognize as well, right? And we can work with all of it. We can work with every little bit of it. So as we kind of ease into this season or run full force, there's also a lot going on. Galactically, cosmically, spiritually, there's a ton of things happening. Sort of yesterday and today was, and I'm not an astrologer, so I'm not gonna, but I will point you to a few good people if you want. There's Braca Goldsmith is wonderful. Pam with the collars. Oh, Pam Gregory, fantastic. And I know some other astrologers who do some good work as well. Maybe not on YouTube. Happy to point you in those directions. But so the solar eclipse on the new moon, that's massive. We've got the 12/12 portal coming up. We have the solstice, which is going to be phenomenal. If you are a fan, that's not the right word. If you are connected with your heart to Eldora and Simon, I'm going to be at their solstice event in Miami as part of the team of healers. And So I'd love to see you there, connect with you there. Please, if you do see this and you are there, come say hi. Maybe have a session with me. But all of these things are going on, right? There's solar, the solar waves coming in, the energy coming in is incredible. Last night I had the experience, I only slept about 3 hours last night. The energies from eh, from I guess the new moon, it was really, really intense. I could not get to sleep. And so, and then I woke up. It was 1 o'clock when I went to sleep, which is unheard of. uh, I usually am in bed by 8, so it was, I like, and what was happening. So the experience was this pulsing through the upper part of my head and back here. Um, the waves of light coming in. That's how I receive this information. It comes in waves. And so normally what I see are waves going down when my eyes are closed. I see waves going down. And what was happening last night was was pretty wild. You don't need shrooms and hallucinogens, man. Like like almost like my pupils, it was like rings spiraling out like that, right? So boom, 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 inside of my head, I guess, waves of light just pulsing out. And so, and then sharp experience in the third eye, crown, and the back of the neck. You may be experiencing this too, and not really knowing what to do with it or how to navigate it. I try to put videos up about integrating these experiences. They're sort of generically tagged ascension symptoms, but know that you are not alone in that. So anyways, this is just a big letter of encouragement, I guess, video letter of encouragement to you. You are not alone. If you are going through your own work in your own way with sort of ancestral and family, and when you get right down to it, we are all family, right? We are all family. So this is all of us. This could be your best friend. It could be a community. It could be in your marriage or with your children or with your parents. It could be with your next door neighbor who you've never talked to or you have always talked to. It could be any of us. We are family. Yes, we are, right? We are. And the sooner we recognize that and the sooner we deal with how to communicate with each other, how to lift each other up, how to walk through the shadows, both alone and collectively, the sooner we all rise. We can ascend to higher dimensions, higher frequencies, higher octaves individually. And it's very rich, but it's that much richer when those around you are also coming along. And so we do that by going through our own stuff. We do that by looking at our own broken hearts, by our own scars and wounds and where we're hanging on. Where are you hanging on, baby? Where are you hanging on? Where are you holding on to old shit? And you don't even necessarily need to know why, right? There is no why. The minute you introduce, why am I holding on to this? Like, if you were looking for a reason outside of yourself, if you were looking, I'm holding on to this because she did that. And, if you were pointing away from yourself, that's the wrong approach to why. Look at yourself, look at your heart. If you want to go into this more deeply, in January, I'm rolling out a program There'll be more details and videos on that, but my details are in the description for the video, or will be after the live kind of does its little upload thing. And um, so it's going to be a program where we go through, there's going to be learning communication skills, energy healing. I'm offering this, at least at the moment, my sense is it's going to be both, there's a solo option and a group option. And I will have those details put together very soon. But if this is something you want support with, please reach out to me. I'm here to help. This is the work that I am here to do, helping communicate with ourselves and with others, finding our voice, finding your voice, having the gumption to use it, having the discernment to know when to use it and how to use it, dealing with forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving others, releasing. It doesn't have to be a long process. Things can shift so fast, so very quickly, no matter where you are in your own journey, in your own experience of awakening. Maybe you don't even have any idea what awakening really means. My guess is that you do, but you've limited yourself and thought it wasn't available to you. It is. It's available to all of us at any moment, any moment. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with that. Before I go, well, no, I'm going to make a separate video of that. I will pull a card from the deck for the collective, and I will do that in a little while. So have a beautiful day. Reach out, connect with me, ask me any questions in the chat. I did this at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, so fully understanding that most people aren't hanging out on YouTube at this moment, but leave me messages in the chat. I will respond. I will do my best to answer any questions that you have. So be well, beautiful. Be well, and know that you are loved and you are love. Thank you.